Yo, what's up, looters? Today we're going to review several new free games available on Steam. Without further ado, let's get down to it. Welcome to the world of Ballad of the Brave, a game that turns team building into a living, breathing experiment. From the get-go, you're handed a roster of heroes, each one randomly paired with a weapon, race, and class. That means one playthrough could see a goblin swordsman, a half-elf mage, and a dwarf archer all in the same squad. The sheer number of permutations is staggering, and it keeps the game feeling fresh every time you jump in. What really sets it apart is the ballad creation system. Think of it as a custom soundtrack that literally powers your team. You write your own ballad lines, over 100 options to choose from, and each lyric boosts a specific ability or synergy. It's a clever way to blend music and strategy, and it gives your playstyle a tangible, audible edge. Battles are where the rubber meets the road. Only the most well-balanced squads, amplified by your ballads and the quirky jelly dwarfs, can take on the titanic foes and leave their mark on history. The game throws a variety of events at you: chests, altars, wild animals, and unexpected encounters, to keep the action unpredictable. You can dive into arena mode for quick skirmishes, or follow the hero's way for a more narrative experience. The battle with titans pushes your tactics to the limit, while the training mode lets you fine-tune your compositions. Whether you're playing actively or letting the passive systems grind for you, there's always something to explore. And let's not forget the soundtrack. The original music is more than background. It's a character in its own right, enhancing every cutscene and combat moment. All in all, Ballad of the Brave offers a unique blend of randomness, creativity, and strategy that will keep you coming back for more.
Because of you?
The first time you step into Violet's forest, you're already wrapped in a hush that feels like a secret being whispered. The game's 2D exploration feels like walking through a living painting, each frame shifting just enough to keep you guessing whether the path you're on is real or a memory warped by grief. Narratively, it's a tight, emotionally charged story. Violet's desperate search for the objects that once made her husband smile turns into a psychological maze where every decision can pull her deeper into madness or offer a sliver of truth. The dialogue is sharp, the visual novel moments deliver two distinct endings that truly feel earned, and the subtle horror elements, glimmering will-o-wisps, strange creatures, and the forest's shifting geometry, keep the tension alive without relying on jump scares. Art direction is a standout. The hand-drawn scenes capture a cold, Nordic aesthetic while the color palette shifts with Violet's mental state, making the environment feel alive and reactive. Sound design is understated but effective. The ambient forest sounds and a haunting score weave seamlessly into the narrative, pulling you deeper into the story. Overall, this is a compact, immersive experience that blends psychological depth with atmospheric gameplay. If you're looking for a game that feels like a quiet, haunting diary, Violet's Forest will leave you both unsettled and oddly satisfied. Janky Golf with Stream turns the classic mini-golf formula into a chaotic Twitch party. As a host, you set the stage, and the audience gets to swing the ball with simple chat commands. Rot to twist, aim to line up, and hit to launch. For those who prefer a more traditional feel, the optional extension lets viewers drag and click to aim, giving you a blend of pixelated physics and live interactivity. What really makes it stand out is the creative freedom. Build your own courses from scratch, drop them into the stream, and watch viewers scramble to navigate your wobbly obstacles. The auto-rotation feature keeps the show going even when you're offline, turning the game into a 24/7 stream of unpredictable shots and laughter. The physics are intentionally loose, balls bounce in a way that feels more like a slapstick comedy than a precision sport. That's the point. It's lighthearted, hilarious, and completely free to play, though you'll need a Twitch account to host or join. If you're looking for a game that turns your channel into a laugh-filled playground, Janky Golf with Stream is the perfect, goofy companion. Picture a neon maze where your character darts through waves of quirky enemies, collecting keys and earning coins. The game blends the classic Pac-Man feel with a modern idle twist, letting you decide how much you want to be hands-on. If you're looking for a chill session, the autoplay mode will grind coins for you while you're away. Just remember it's not as clever as you, so stick to the safe stages. For the risk takers, take control and aim for those high reward runs. The thrill comes from weaving through speeding, shooting, and even flying enemies while hunting for that next key. When you run out of lives, you lose only your earnings and allies, so you can jump back in and try a different strategy. The upgrade system is solid. Buy allies, place them strategically, and let them trigger their help as you pass by. It's a simple but satisfying layer of strategy that keeps the gameplay fresh. The recent update has smoothed out the controls and added a welcoming tutorial, making it easier for newcomers to jump in without feeling lost. The core loop remains tight, and the failure-friendly design keeps the frustration low. If you love fast-paced maze shooters and want a game that rewards both grinding and daring, this is worth a spin. Grab a few coins, assemble your allies, and see how far you can go before the maze closes in. Welcome to the most twisted rom-com you'll ever play. Imagine you're a daytime reporter, an aspiring writer by night, and you're itching for fresh material on how to bury a body. A mysterious invite lands in your inbox, promising a serial killer chat room. You log in, and suddenly you're in a digital den of murderers, each with their own dark quirks and a penchant for drama. The core gameplay is a satirical dating sim with a lethal twist. You customize your character, name, gender, look, even the type of killer you're pretending to be. Then you dive into voice and video calls, send status updates, and try to keep your murderous facade intact while courting a cast of 4 killers. A charismatic arsonist, a nostalgic slasher, a laid-back surfer-turned-killer, and a poison-sending lonely hearts. Every choice nudges the story toward one of 8 endings, from happily ever after to headline-making corpse. Visually, the game is charmingly stylized with illustrated CGs that capture the absurdity of the premise. The soundtrack is quirky, with a custom OST that feels like a soundtrack to a horror comedy. Gameplay loops are tight, about 2 to 3 hours per route, but the branching narrative and character interactions keep you replaying. If you're looking for something that blends satire, romance, and the macabre, Killer Chat Original Edition delivers a surprisingly thoughtful, if dark, experience. It's a niche title, but it's well crafted and offers enough depth to keep you hooked. If you can stomach the content warnings, give it a shot. You'll end up laughing, swooning, and maybe even drafting your next crime novel. Imagine a city grid-stuck in a never-ending red light cycle. In Green Wave, you're the one who can pull the lever and turn the chaos into a symphony of green. The core idea is simple but addictive. Tap the lights at just the right moment to keep cars flowing, then wait for them to snap back to red and repeat. It's a rhythm puzzle that feels like a breath of fresh air on a typical traffic jam simulator. The game offers 15 handcrafted levels that gradually ramp up the tempo and complexity. Each intersection feels distinct, with its own layout and timing quirks, so you never get bored. The star system rewards precision and smooth flow, giving you that extra push to master each level. The visuals are clean, with a bright color palette that keeps the mood light even as the stakes rise. Sound design is spot on. Every honk and clack adds to the tension without becoming grating. As a solo indie title, Green Wave shows a lot of heart. The developer built everything in spare hours, and while a few rough edges surface, the polish in the core mechanics is undeniable. The scope is modest, but that's a good thing. It keeps the focus on timing and strategy rather than filler content. Overall, Green Wave is a charming, well-crafted puzzle that turns traffic control into a satisfying rhythm challenge. If you're looking for a quick, engaging brain teaser that feels fresh and rewarding, this indie gem deserves a spot on your playlist. Welcome to Whispering Death, a survival horror that pulls you straight into a nightmarish labyrinth where every step feels like a breath held in suspense. You awaken with no memory, a lone man in a world that's as treacherous as it is intriguing. The game blends spine-ticking atmosphere with mind-bending puzzles, forcing you to piece together your past while dodging monsters that thrive on fear. What sets it apart is its procedurally generated items. Each playthrough offers fresh gear, new threats, and entirely different strategies. It's a living, breathing horror that never repeats itself, keeping you on edge no matter how many times you run through the shadows. Whispering Death is not just a game. It's an experience that tests both your wits and your nerves, promising that every corner you turn could be your last. If you crave a survival horror that's as unpredictable as it is terrifying, this is the one to play. Hey gamers, today I'm diving into Homeguard, a fresh take on the classic 2D MORPG that feels both nostalgic and brand new. From the moment you log on, the game pulls you into a sprawling open world that looks great on mobile and desktop alike. And the cross-platform sync means your progress travels with you, no matter where you play. The core loop is solid: fight monsters, level up, and unlock new skills. The skill system lets you specialize in melee, accuracy, or magic, so you can tailor your playstyle from the start. The variety of classes and spells keeps combat fresh, and the risk-based enchantment and blacksmithing add a satisfying layer of strategy. Decide whether to gamble on a better weapon or keep your gear safe. PvP is a highlight. The high-stakes arenas feel intense, and the team hunt mechanics make it a joy to coordinate with friends or to test your solo mettle. Rune crafting adds another depth layer, letting you create powerful magic on the fly. Exploration is a treat, with hidden secrets and world bosses that require teamwork to defeat. And if you're a fan of the old school, the player housing lets you showcase your loot and decorate your own space, something that feels like a personal shrine in a shared world. All in all, Homeguard delivers a polished, engaging experience that pays homage to the golden age of 2D RPGs while adding modern polish. If you love classic MMO vibes but want a fresh, cross-platform adventure, this one's worth your time. If you're hunting for a pixel-packed, color-matching shooter that keeps your reflexes sharp, look no further than Devasion 0.5. From the moment you fire your first laser, the game throws you into a frantic ballet of dodging, blasting, and strategizing. The controls feel light and responsive, almost as if the ship is a part of your own body, letting you weave through swarms of multicolored rocks with surgical precision. What sets Devasion apart is its clever use of color. Each rock responds differently to your arsenal. Some crumble under a red pulse, others require a green blast. That simple mechanic forces you to think on your feet, choosing the right upgrade at the right time. Speaking of upgrades, the variety is impressive. From shield boosting modules to homing missiles that can turn the tide of a jam-packed level. Every new gadget feels earned, and the progression keeps the gameplay fresh. Visually, the game nods to classic arcade aesthetics while injecting a modern polish. Vibrant sprites and fluid animations give the space lanes a retro charm that feels surprisingly contemporary. The soundtrack pulses along with the action, amplifying the sense of urgency without ever drowning the soundscape. All in all, Devasion 0.5 delivers a tight, addictive experience that rewards quick thinking and skillful play. If you love a challenge that's both reflex-driven and strategic, this title is a stellar addition to your library. So, Winds of Valen drops you straight into a living, breathing world that feels like a breath of fresh air for anyone who loves the golden age of old-school MMOs. It's free to play, and it keeps that classic feel by letting you carve your own path. No forced quests, no linear grind. You can wander north, south, or sideways, chasing whatever adventure your curiosity sparks. What really sets it apart is its skill system. Combat isn't just about raw damage. You've got attack, defense, evasion, warding, and even health as separate disciplines. Then there's the crafting side: mining, smithing, smelting, all tied directly to the gear you're building. Every tool and weapon you create has a purpose, and the game rewards you for mastering each one. Bosses are a highlight. They're not just big fights, they're mechanics-driven puzzles that test your skill stack and give you gear that feels earned. And the loot system? Every monster drops a unique item with drop rates shown openly, so you never feel cursed by bad luck. In short, Winds of Valen captures that nostalgic sandbox vibe while adding modern polish. If you're craving an open-ended, skill-based MMO that you can play at your own pace, this one's worth a look. The perfect tower AI takes the classic tower defense formula and turns it into a living, breathing incremental playground. From the moment you land on that lonely island, you're handed a blank canvas, a town that you'll grow, upgrade, and automate as you go. What makes this game stand out is its hybrid nature. You can sit back and let the AI run the whole thing, or jump in and micromanage every turret and upgrade. That flexibility means you can play on a bus, at work, or even in the middle of a busy day. The developers have even added a web version that syncs with your mobile, so progress never stops. Exploration is a big part of the fun. 15 distinct regions, each with its own visual flair and mechanics, keep the gameplay fresh. and there are 5 modes: normal, endless, challenge, idle, sandbox, so you can tailor the difficulty to your mood. Mini games pepper the map, offering incremental twists that reward creative thinking. The biggest draw is the automation system. Once you set up your AI, you can focus on discovering new upgrades or testing your tower against the increasingly tough bosses. It feels like the game is designed to evolve with you. On the downside, the learning curve can be steep for newcomers, and the mobile version is still on the to-do list. Still, the constant updates and community involvement give it a longevity that's hard to find in this genre. If you love building, defending, and watching your towers grow, the perfect tower AI is a solid, addictive experience that's worth a look. Dig Deep is a charming, addictive sandbox that turns the Arctic into a treasure hunt playground. From the moment you strap on your virtual shovel, you're pulled into a rhythm of digging, mining, and crafting that feels both satisfying and endlessly expandable. The snowy landscapes are crisp and atmospheric, with a subtle soundtrack that swells as you uncover deeper layers, making each new ore feel like a personal victory. The core loop is simple but deep: dig, gather resources, merge them in your crafting machine, and sell the finished goods to a fleet of penguin customers. The crafting system is surprisingly nuanced. Different combinations unlock a surprising array of useful items, and the visual feedback when you merge materials is delightfully satisfying. It rewards experimentation, and the progression feels tangible as your gear upgrades allow you to reach richer veins and more lucrative markets. Trading card packs add a delightful layer of surprise. Every pack you crack open feels like a mini treasure chest, and completing sets gives you a sense of accomplishment that extends beyond the grind. Some cards even provide powerful boosts, which can dramatically change the pace of your operation, keeping the gameplay fresh. The biggest strength is its addictive loop and the freedom to scale. You can choose to keep it small and efficient, or let it grow into a chaotic workshop that manages waves of penguin customers. The UI is clean, and the pacing is well balanced. There's enough work to keep you busy, but not so much that you feel overwhelmed. If you're looking for a lighthearted, endlessly expandable game that mixes mining, crafting, and a dash of card collecting, Dig Deep delivers on all fronts. It's a cozy, satisfying experience that will keep you digging for hours. Thanks for sticking with me through this. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit that like button and consider subscribing so you won't miss any of the next updates. Catch you next time. See you soon.